Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. It's time now to head to La Liga and to head to a very, very difficult away game. It's Getafe against Barcelona, live from the Coliseum Alfonso Perez in Madrid. And certainly this one is going to test us. And we know that because already this season, 3 away games, 1 single point. 1 solitary point from 9 in La Liga so far. Barcelona have to improve. And in today's video, we've got the usual match preview stuff, but at the same time, particular emphasis on how we go about this, how we line up, and how we set up in an away game where we simply must do better. It's all coming up. Let's get right to it. Kickoff will be coming to us at 4 PM local time in what is the earlier kickoff on the Saturday afternoon. And that's a kickoff time for me, which I don't really like all that much. And I don't think I really like it simply because the players don't seem to either. The players never really seem to get to their A game in that earlier kickoff time. We're going to have to wait and see here what this one brings. When we look here at the predictions, Barcelona winning by 2 goals is the majority vote. But just look at that. Look at the percentage there for the Getafe win. And that tells you everything you need to know right now. That tells you what we feel when we're going to away stadiums, when we're going into away games like this, where it's going to be difficult, and we know it is. We know this is going to be a test. Will they stand up? Will they do it this time? We will see. Elsewhere in La Liga this weekend is a very, very good weekend of action from Spain this weekend. Saturday brings us Atletico Madrid against Real. The Madrid derby there, live from the Wanda Metropolitano, and that should be an absolutely fantastic affair with both teams being in action. One of them, at least one, is going to drop points. And also there this weekend, on Sunday there, a fixture to keep your eye on would be Sevilla against Real Sociedad. That one should be a really, really good one too. And also there, because when you look at the La Liga table, it could have significance on where we finish the weekend in La Liga. Real Madrid right now, atop, like I say, 14 points on the board for them, but Sociedad has started the season so well. They're in second, Atletico in third, Athletic, Granada, then down in 6th, Barcelona. But Real and Atletico playing each other, like I say, there's going to be drop points there, and also there with Sociedad playing Sevilla, there could be some drop points there. Big weekend in La Liga, and that's why it's so vital we take all 3 points. And although this season, on paper, every single away game that we've gone to, Barcelona, even if it wasn't difficult, they've made it look difficult. This one, on paper at least, is really difficult. It's genuinely going to be a tough game because the Getafe are a good team. Last season, of course, they finished in 5th place, just 2 points outside last season, qualifying for the Champions League. Just imagine that. Getafe in the Champions League. This season, though, they are still in the Europa League, and that's a really big achievement for them, no doubt about it. And of course, they've kept most of their players too. So this is a group here who's organised, they're hard-working. In Bordelas, they've got a fantastic coach. And certainly here, make no mistake about it, we're going to be pushed to the maximum. Can we stand up to that? And so, let's get straight into it. What I'm going to do here is give you the team that I would play in this game, and then I'm going to explain why I would do that. Because this right here is the team that I would head to Getafe, I'd put my players out there, and I would say, look, win this game. It's massive in the league, but it's also massive there in terms of mentality. We need to get going now. We need to start proving that we can play away from home. Starting in goal here, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Junior Firpo played really well at the Camp Nou against Villarreal. You want to see him now back that up with a big away performance. Semedo at right back, Longley, Piqué, then into midfield. Very simple. Busquets, Arthur, De Jong. Make it happen, Ernesto Valverde. And then onto the front 3, Antoine Griezmann playing there as the lone centre forward with Dembele from the right and Ansu Fati making a big start there on the left-hand side. We know he can do it. We know he's good enough. We know that he's young, but he deserves to be there on merit in the starting lineup. And look, if Dembele can't start this game, if maybe it's a bit too soon to start him, play another winger. Don't just throw Suarez back into there because we don't have anybody else, because we do have somebody else. Dembele sacrificed. If he can't start, play Perez on the right-hand side, and at least line up there with 2 effective wide players who can feed Antoine Griezmann. Please make that happen. Because here's the thing about Getafe, the way they play, the way they're going to approach this game, and what we need to do to combat that in this kind of away game and this kind of atmosphere there that we are going to face tomorrow. Because look here at the setup between the 2 teams. We're going to line up there in a 4-3-3. Getafe very much go with what a flat there, 4-4-2. And what that means is one of 2 things. What they are going to do, we absolutely know what they're going to do. They're going to go long. They're going to start here with the centre-backs. They're going to play it out to the full-backs. The 2 full-back players are really somber to the fullbacks. Damian Suarez, Neom, they're going to get stuck into, they're going to get really, really physical. And that's why I think you don't match physical with physical. That is the one thing that I would say. Because quite often, the misconception is when we come up against a team like Getafe, who are going to get stuck into, they're going to get really tight, they're going to get physical, they're going to try and throw you around. What we are tempted to do sometimes is say, yeah, you know what? Because we're playing Getafe, what we're going to do, we're going to take out De Jong, we're going to take out Arthur, play Arturo Vidal and play Ivan Rakitic, or play Arturo Vidal and play Sergio Roberto. What we're going to do, we're going to match physical with physical. Don't do that. The reason for that is, even if you play Sergio Roberto and Arturo Vidal in midfield, Getafe are still going to bully us. They are still going to be more physical than we are. Why try and match them when we can't? Even if we play those two, Getafe are still going to be better than us physically. So what you do is, you take the ball out of their hands. You take the game away from their hands. You take it out. You don't play Vidal. You don't play Roberto. What you do is, like we said, Arthur Melo, Frenkie de Jong. It is that simple, because then the game changes. Because when you're talking about physicality, when you're talking about Getafe here being very, very physical, what you can't do, like I say, is go and match them for two reasons. Of course, like we discussed, it's better there to actually play to our own strengths, not to just match Getafe because we can't physically, but also, you've got to look at it like this. When we're playing at the back, when Getafe there are going to press us, and they will do that, if we don't have De Jong, if we don't have Arthur, if you're playing Vidal there, and if you're playing Roberto, it's a completely different story when you're trying to play at the back, because Getafe will force us, just like you've seen Liverpool do, just like you've seen teams do in the past. When we're trying to play at the back, play it into Longley. Getafe there, press the ball. Okay, you play it into Busquets, but again, here Getafe really, really pressing high, putting a lot of pressure on us and making sure that we can't get out. Now the ball goes into Vidal, now the ball goes into Roberto, and suddenly now, these are players who are not press resistant. When they're closed down by the opposition, they can't actually there receive the ball under pressure and find their way out. They do have other strengths. I'm not saying they're useless footballers. What I'm saying is, in this kind of setup, they're not the kind of players who are going to get you out of trouble. They're not the kind of players here who are actually here going to beat this press and open up Getafe. So what's going to happen here? Roberto will receive the ball, then it'll go back. And then what will happen is Getafe will continue their pressing, and then by playing those physical players, by actually there having players who can't beat that press, we will do exactly what Getafe want and exactly what the likes of Liverpool wanted us to do. What we will do is what we shouldn't do as Barcelona players. We will play a long ball, whether that be up to Griezmann, whether that there be up to Luis Suarez. Perhaps he's going to play there in the number 9 role. We'll play that ball up to Suarez, a long ball because we can't play it at midfield, and that there will bounce away from him. That ball will not be held up by Suarez because Getafe will have two of their centre-backs all over him, and he will not be able to hold up that ball. What happens then? Getafe have the ball back, and that's it. 90 minutes, time and time again, Barcelona forced to play long. We can't hold the ball up. We can't keep it. Getafe have it back. They've got the momentum. They've got the home support, and that is how you get smothered in games, when you don't have players in these areas who can play your way out. That is why stick to what we can do. Don't try and match them physically. We're not that kind of team. Get the players on the field so that you can be a technically gifted team. And the final part of it is all about those wingers. Midfielders are very, very important. That for me is always in this Barcelona team where the game is won and lost, but it's all about as well creating those chances. Getafe will play those long balls. Getafe there will try and play around us, but if we can win that second ball, if we can actually intervene there, turn the ball over, then play it into midfield, then you've got a midfield there and players who can actually get around this Getafe press. They can get around that, but then it's about having the capabilities to actually open up teams. By having two wingers there, you've got two players who can genuinely get in behind Getafe. If they play too high, if they get caught out, if they put too much on us, if they try and really smother us, you've got players there who can get in behind and really, really hurt them. And what's more, you've got passing ability here that can find them. That's the important thing. They can get around the press, and when they've done that, they've then got the eye for the pass to play these guys in. And of course, you've got Griezmann there, who's also very, very mobile. What happens there if you take out Ansu Fati, and suddenly then you're putting in Suarez? Suddenly then your athleticism, the pace in the team, the capability there to go in behind, that is severely limited. With Suarez, you know that most likely he's going to have the ball to his feet. Perhaps he'll slow things down, and suddenly then Getafe have the chance to regroup, to reorganise, and all that space then, all of that quick thinking, that quick break, it's all then shut down because we're slowing things down. Because don't really have the capability there with Suarez to go in behind time and time again with that genuine pace and that genuine threat on the break. And so if you're asking me right here and now, the two keys to this game, number one, the midfield. Have a midfield there that suits our style of play. Start playing to our capabilities. Don't just change your entire structure just to come up against the opposition, because like I say, whatever you do, Getafe will still be more physical. They'll still win those battles. So take the ball out of their hands, make them play a different game. Take the ball, use the ball, get through that press, and then release those wide players. Release those exciting, threatening wide players who, in my opinion, can win us this game and get us 3 vital away points. But as always, guys, please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What are you expecting from this kind of game? Who do you think will play? And what are you feeling with regards to a score prediction? I am going to go here with Barcelona 2, Getafe 1. It's going to be tight. It's going to be difficult. We've no idea what Valverde is going to do. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think? How are you feeling? And I will see you tomorrow. No doubt about that. For the game itself, let's hope, let's really, really hope we can step up. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.